Welcome. I am I'm so happy to be doing this way right now. So welcome to True Self. I'm Kamilah B, aka KB. And yes, video, podcast video. I'm so excited. Okay, so I've been this is the first of the year. So this is a topic legit came poof from out the air, and let me fix myself here. All right, and I was kind of like talking to myself. I didn't know what I wanted, the feel of what the start I want the season to be, season 4 officially, and I heard making sure. Making sure. What does making sure look like? I typed something up that came to me as soon as I started doing making sure. And it's kind of like a declaration for true self with KB. And I don't know how this came out, but it turned into a whole thing. Um, so, so as I wrote here, um, as I continue this podcast journey, I want to make sure I'm doing all the things from the heart and soul. I'm so cute. Um, and I want to make sure I'm doing the growing work. That is a real thing here, growing work. Because there's a lot of podcasts and content out there. Okay, so when I wrote that, I just happened to be flipping on Instagram and Twitter. I'm more on Twitter lately. God help me. But there is something about there's so much content out there and everybody has a mic, and I want to make sure that I'm on this path, that I actually am growing on this path as I'm putting the content out and just not spewing things. So yeah, that's part of what I thought about. And there's so many opinions that I gotta check my own spirit with what I have to say every time I get on this mic. Make sure I stand by things I say. I want to be free enough to grow gracefully on this podcast, and to be okay with change my mind about things and know when I am wrong and apologize. Okay? That is a real thing. Because I don't want to get caught up in feeling like I know everything. So I want to make sure that I come from a place of like, I'm figuring this out also. So I don't know everything, and it's okay to say I don't know. Or it's okay to be like, I was wrong. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So yeah, I want to make sure my heart and soul is in it. And the question I have is, what are the things you have to make sure it's coming from the heart and soul? So now that this is season 4, 4 things I want to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to challenge everybody right now. I don't know if my glasses are looking foggy on here, but I want to challenge everyone to take out a journal and write down the 4 things you want to make sure. I'm going to start this 4 thing because season 4, 444, Jay-Z out here. But okay, so number 1, these are the things I want to make sure I'm doing. Being clear with everything and everyone. That is a real journey to be on because we all communicate differently, and we all want to be clear and we want to be heard. And I feel like things get lost in the air when you're communicating through text and on phone, even in person. And I feel like sometimes we say things and the other person doesn't know what we mean. And miscommunication is such a strong thing right now because there's times I catch myself thinking that I heard something else when they didn't mean what they said. Yeah, so I want to make sure being clear with everything and everyone. 2, make sure I'm not convincing myself of staying somewhere and seeing something that is not there. So I'll put explain this because so lately I've been thinking about the things I'm convincing myself of. I talked to my friend about this because this is a real thing. Sometimes when we're talking about someone we like, or the things that we did and we made a mistake of, um, we like to convince ourselves that, oh, we did this because of this, or I like this person because of this. When you talk, listen closely if you're convincing yourself or if it's the truth of what you actually see. You know what I mean? I don't know if you understand. Yeah, okay. Um, so thinking about things we convince ourselves lately, it is scary to see that and understand do that more often. So just be careful of what you're convincing yourself of. Number 3, making sure doing the work to love intentionally. Okay, so I'm on this journey right now that I'm reading. I'm reading a lot of books about love. I don't know if I mentioned it last season, but I wanted to make sure that I am coming from a place that I'm loving intentionally. I'm doing the work on what it means to love and not kind of filled myself with fear. So I'm reading this book all about love. The last chapter is pretty hard to read. It's about death and love and how much we consume so much death more than we take on love, and how we're obsessed with death, which is something I find myself being obsessed with, is death lately. I mean, the last couple years actually. And so that really hit me hard today as I was reading that, because I feel myself kind of going in this shell of I'm scared. Maybe I should turn down the amount of true crime documentaries that I watch. But I want to make sure I'm intentionally loving other people without even feeling like I want them to love me back, just because I want to be intentional about how I'm seeing someone, how I'm communicating them, and how I'm loving them. And knowing that it's okay, we all have flaws, no one's perfect, and know that you are lovable and know that you're capable of giving love and receiving love, by the way. Just want to put that out there. So that's something I'm working on. So that was number 3. Number 4, make sure I'm giving my friends the flowers they deserve. So on my vision board for 2023, I put flowers on it, like a bouquet of flowers, amongst other things. But that was something because I do want to give people more flowers and make sure I'm receiving the flowers, because when you getting compliments, it bounces right off you, but when you hear the negative things, it sticks to you. And I want to make sure I'm receiving it more, because there's a lot of people that really uplift me and it rolls right off of me. Just rolls right off of me. It doesn't even stick to me, and I take it in. I screenshot as much encouraging texts that I do get, because I want to make sure that I remember those times that someone said this or said that, and they kind of confirm something that I must have been battling with. So, and I want to make sure I'm telling the people around me that you are amazing. You do this amazingly, and I love to see you do that, and just kind of push them. So that's me giving someone flowers to make sure I'm encouraging them and telling them what they're doing is really fire and really amazing, and it's inspiring me to keep going. So don't be afraid to tell people that they're great. And I am just so grateful that I'm able to have people like that in my life that has been there for me and been encouraging me. Yeah, I want to take a moment for that. So I feel that. So I want to challenge you guys to take out your journals and write 4 things you want to make sure you're doing this year. And I'm hoping this is more therapeutic for you, as much as it was just writing down these 4 things today. really helped me kind of focus on what I actually want to focus on and what I'm making sure I'm doing. So 4 things. I'm gonna keep doing this 4 thing because it's cool. Being clear with everything and everyone and making sure I'm not convincing myself of staying somewhere and seeing something that is not there. 3, making sure I'm doing the work to love intentionally. 4, making sure I give my friends the flowers they deserve. So thank you for listening. I just really appreciate anybody that listens and just feels encouraged by this. Doesn't matter if it's just one. I'm just happy to be able to do this and know where I'm coming from is a pure place. So thank you for listening, and I see you next time. I actually worked on my next episode already. I'm feeling ahead. I'm feeling ahead. This year is promising. You really have to feel it. I'm actually feeling inspired again. Thank you. Okay. So, so do things intentionally, love people, and write 4 things you want to make sure you're doing, and make a list. Peace. Thank you so much.